Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Friday, October 2nd. We haven't been in October for Big Brother since Big Brother Over the Top. Wow. And that was 4 years ago because the presidential election was happening. Deja vu all over again. All right. So, what to talk about? Frankly, I don't have much more info than anybody who watched last night's show has. I do know who was the new head of household. So, let's pause. Let's wait for just a minute before we get to that. I mean, I'm guessing most of you know who won it as well, but we'll get to that. Wow, last night's show. Wow. So, I have a feeling we're going to talk about last night's show a lot on Saturday's show. So you may hear me repeat myself on what I say today on tomorrow's show. So those of you who get a double dip of it, I suppose. Maybe I'll refine my jokes and my smart remarks. It was not I hate being critical of Big Brother because I do like Big Brother. But it's kind of like, you're kind of like a parent that you look at your child and you go, oh, you could have done so much better. And whatever it happens to be. It's like, I still love you, but you could have done so much better. And I'm not thinking of anything in particular with my own personal kids. Not that any of them listen to this, but I know my sister listens to this. So I'm not thinking of one of my kids when I say this. It's just a general comment that you kind of go like, yeah, but. So my sister just confirmed that she still listens to my CarCast, at least some of them, when I saw her on Wednesday. So yeah. Anyways, the show. So I talked about how they kind of dropped hints about the triple eviction, and then the show starts, and God, we see like the house guests talked a ton about the fact that they thought it might be a triple eviction. At least it was edited to seem that way. So they got what they wanted, I guess. They did get a huge edit of the house guests just saying triple, I don't know, maybe a triple. What about a triple? It's like, really? And the show started out really slow. They kind of smashed it all together the last 90 minutes, I suppose. But in the end, Julie did say, to production's credit, we're not going to let them in that it's a triple. Okay, cool. So Julie coyly told them, what I don't get the point of, Julie didn't say it wasn't a triple. She didn't say it was a double. She kind of just talked around it like things are going to pick up the pace. It's like, just lie to them. It's okay. They're not going to come back later and say, Julie, you lied to us. She could have just said, well, we got a double eviction. In the next hour, 2 people are going to be evicted. She could have said that and said, oh, but we're going to do a third hour. I mean, it could have been done that way. But she didn't quite say it that way. She kind of didn't say anything except for things are picking up the pace or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. And so they evicted Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. Sorry to see you go. He handled it well. No big surprise, though. And then we get to the head of household competition. And it's true, false. Whatever. Cody. Memphis ends up winning it. Right? Jiminy Christmas, Mike. Where are you at now? Yeah. Memphis ends up winning it. nominates David and Nicole, tells Nicole she's just a pawn, and they come back from commercial. Well, they do the power veto competition, and Chimney. Wow, I'm just having a total mental lapse at this point. Tyler wins it. Tyler's not going to change it, right? God, I don't have my list here. I'm having, it was too much last night. So, Tyler win it? No! Christmas won it. And Christmas didn't change it. And Nicole and her were close, but in reality, Christmas got it right, Nicole got it wrong. All right, so Christmas doesn't change things. But she did win a competition. And she, so she doesn't use it. We cut away, we come back again. I don't know why I'm recapping this entire thing for you. You guys, in theory, watched it. I guess it's more of my reaction. So I'm going to stop doing the play-by-play and just get to my reactions to the certain parts. So they come back, get ready for the vote. And they've had these, these huge, big TV screens on the set, which they use all the time now to flash behind Julie as she talks. And, of course, they have this big word, triple eviction, going behind her screen. I don't know how this show has managed to mess this up now at least twice this season. Because remember, and I will talk about this tomorrow, remember several weeks ago when I think it was Christmas that got up to vote, or Danny got up to vote. One of them. I think it was Christmas because it was when Danny was head of household, I believe. And Julie said, Christmas is an ally, is an alliance with Danny. And Kevin said, I could read the lips. And he said that's what was said. I could see Julie say that because they saw her talking while Christmas was going to vote. That should have been a huge clue to production to maybe we should be careful about when we do our cuts and when the house guests can see things. Because frankly, the house guests don't need to see crap. They can just see a picture wall. They don't have to see Julie's face. They don't. But no, they still do this. So come back from commercial for the first eviction, or for the second eviction, and the triple evictions thing is still scrolling behind Julie. And Cody and somebody, at least Cody and others, saw triple eviction. They saw the end of eviction and the word triple. They saw the word triple and they went, oh my God, it's a triple. It's like they weren't supposed to see that. Oh, I mean, you couldn't, it was like they had redeemed themselves in my book by not telling them it was a triple, and then they had that snafu. And it almost got Nicole evicted. It almost did, and I'm surprised it didn't. I'm so surprised that Enzo didn't vote Nicole. Because he's been complaining about having a winner in the house. But yet he didn't. I think his loyalty to Cody overruled his want to get rid of Nicole. Because I'm going to guess that Cody's like, you can't vote Nicole. You got to vote out David. And Memphis really wanted David gone. So they voted out David. But it was close. It was 3-2. And then we go on to the next round where Tyler won, had a household, and went after Nicole and Danny. And Danny ended up getting voted out when Power Veto didn't get used again. Again, but it was Danny and Nicole. And again, they decided we're not going to get out a former winner. And I think there's some truth in that one, that Danny was a bigger threat for game-wise than Nicole was. But how far are they going to take Nicole now? We're down to 5. Cody is loyal to Nicole over Danny, and that was his options. So, even though Danny was surprised, you think Cody's more loyal to Nicole than he is to Danny. New school versus old school, if you want to look at it that way. It's when the new school versus old school finally caught up to Danny. So, we now cut the end. Show ends, and at about 7:07, there was an actual audio leak that I was the only one talking about it because I still had the damn audio playing. I knew the show wasn't coming back after the live feeds. I knew it wasn't going to, and yet I still had the audio playing. And all of a sudden, the audio cuts, and you can hear production talking, and they're giving instructions about holding a card or reading from a card while their right hand is someplace. I was like, oh, they're giving head of household instructions for the competition. And I said, well, that's it. They're just doing the head of household right now. Now, we think, at least some of us think that the show was actually recorded earlier yesterday. It wasn't live. So they still must have waited around to do the head of household competition, or maybe it just took a really long time. But it may have been an individual one as well. The house guest talked about having to take things off, and people are suspecting it's the one where you had to keep your hands on buzzers while you took articles of clothing off or whatever, or a costume off or something. That was done in, was it done in Over the Top, where they had the camper in the backyard? That was the first time I think they did that. And they also did it last season. Somebody reminded me that Jackson won it, I think, when they did it last season. So that may have been the head of household. You know what we didn't have this year? We didn't have the slip and slide. I don't know if they're going to do it at this point. We're going to be down to, we're at 5. We're at 6, sorry. We're at 6 people. So are you going to have a 4-person slip and slide? Because someone's going to get evicted and the head of household won't be able to play. So you can have a 4-person slip and slide. I mean, they might, but I don't know. So feeds finally come back after 1 in the morning, and after a little bit of figuring it out, it took a while because they weren't really talking about it, and nobody had a ring around their neck. But it seems like Cody's the one who won head of household. Well, he is the one that won head of household. That's what we came up with. So Cody's head of household, and that's where it sits. And now it's a matter of who's Cody going to nominate. And I mean, he's only got 5 people to choose from. And, if you go down the list, he's close to Tyler. Not Tyler. Scratch it. He's not close to. He's close to Nicole. He's close to Enzo. And he's in an alliance still with Memphis and Christmas. Oh, no, he's not. He's not in an alliance. He is in an alliance with Enzo, but not in the committee. But remember, the committee just got rid of Danielle. Oh, and by the way, my prediction, I predicted Danny and Christmas would go. So, yeah, I got one of them. For some reason, I thought David might make it through it. And he almost did. It was almost Nicole and someone else. But I would guess that Cody's going to nominate Tyler and Christmas. Those are probably his 2 most distant allies. Doesn't mean that either of them are going, because frankly, they are strong physical competitors. And Christmas actually did win a power veto. So yeah, we'll have Christmas and Tyler nominated, would be my guess. I just can't see it being any other way. There's no time to use a pawn. So that's where it stands. Nominations should be some point today. I don't think they're doing have-nots, but maybe they will. But the house guests, I think, just seem to think have-nots may be over, and I would think they are over. What's the point? They didn't talk about Enzo and Kevin being have-nots the last week, so why have-nots? What's the point? Except for the occasional potential video. They'd rather do the have-not reveal that there are no more have-nots. But Julie didn't say that. Julie did not announce that. So maybe they aren't over. So maybe they will have have-nots this week, and on Thursday, Julie will comment on who was a have-not and then say they're over now. Yep. Could be. That's where it stands. We're way on the downhill slope of this. I'm not expecting tons of drama other than people being upset and worried. It was kind of appropriate for Nicole to be crying and Danielle to comfort her when Nicole was the one and she knew she was leaving. So it just, it's not, this is why we don't like Danielle. Well, what are you doing crying? You're the one staying. You're crying like it's you that's going, and you aren't. All right. So there we go. That's what's up. Don't forget, for those of you that don't look for Big Brother on Sunday, because obviously it won't be there. It'll be on Monday. And other than that, I guess I'll talk to you guys on Monday, probably. I mean, other than tomorrow's night podcast, we are doing a Saturday podcast, so got that going for us. And I'm at the same place. There's a couple of maple trees that are really spectacular colors. There aren't much great colors so far in Indiana, in my part of Indiana, but there are a couple of trees that just, wow, bright red. Really cool looking. Another squirrel moment, folks, brought to you by Fall. With that, I did make a joke last night. Should I talk about my joke last night? This is a semi-political joke, but only because it was just coincidental. First of all, I was like, okay, I'm going to make a joke about the fact that the show was kind of such a mess, because it really was, that, people talked about the presidential debate. I'm not talking about any particular politics here. I'm just talking about, in general, what a mess the presidential debate was. After watching that and what a just a mess of, talking over each other it was and everything, you think, oh my God, what a horrible, Tuesday night it was for shows. And I was like, no, Big Brother is going to be, even more of a train wreck than the debate. And then on Twitter late last night, things that came out, and one of them was about, and just again, I'm trying to be political just for the fact of the way that it works out. There's a tape that came out about Melania and Trump basically complaining about Christmas decorations and stuff to one of her advisors or helpers or whatever, and so Christmas was trending. Hashtag Christmas was trending, and I just found it was funny. I was like, said, "Oh my gosh, look, Christmas is trending." Oh, wrong Christmas. So that was my other joke. And with that, I am done. I'm heading into work. You guys have a good day, and a good weekend if I don't talk to you. All right. Thank you for your support to my patrons. I haven't said that this week. I should. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Matter of fact, because I just got my Patreon charge notice, so that just went out. So thank you to everyone that supports the Big Brother Gossip Show on Patreon and supports me individually on Patreon. Appreciate it. If by chance there's any of you out there who are interested in supporting me individually on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com, patreon.com/BBGOSSIP, I think is what gets you there. BB Gossip on Patreon is support for my individual CarCasts and my Periscopes when I do them, that kind of a thing. If you want to support the Big Brother Gossip Show as a podcast that supports Scott, Colette, and I, you can also go to patreon.com, search for Big Brother Gossip Show, and you should find a link for that. And you can support us there. If you want to, you don't have to. But any and all support is greatly appreciated. It is, frankly, what keeps us doing it at this point. It surely isn't this season. This season is not, I could so easily just be done watching this season. But yes, the fact that there are people that appreciate the fact that we do it and want to actually reward us is what is the reason that I'm still doing it at this point, sadly. Because otherwise it would be easy to just go, I don't care right now. I'll watch it later. But I have to keep doing it so I keep you guys up to date. All right, enough of that. Now I'm really done. Got to go. Take care, everybody. Bye.